So I'm Henry, I'm on the Graduate Management Trainee Programme. I've been at Alltruck for 6 months, just over 6 months. So the Alltruck Graduate Management Programme is a rotational scheme, so you tend to be in each department for 6 months. So currently I'm in rental, so I've been here for 5 months, so it's just about to start looking to move to a different department. So I'm currently doing damage, but I'm involved in loads of decision making in the department. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks I'll look to move on, I think maybe into the fleet department, but there's so much variety, no day's the same, particularly in this department. So I chose Alltruck because I think I was sold on the assessment day by the people. I think that was the big thing that came across. The people were so different to any organisation I've been to before. There was no sort of looking down of, oh, you're a graduate, there's thousands of people like you. It was really sort of personal. Everyone was just so friendly and it was sort of really welcoming. So that was the thing that really sold it to me when I first came. My role at the minute is I have quite a few emails from customers, internal body shops and workshops. So I suppose I get here around 8 o'clock most days, spend the first couple of hours dealing with emails, queries. We use a system called CheckSafe online. So going through that, comparing new damage, old damage, speaking to the drivers on their opinions, getting estimates from various workshops and external suppliers and people that we use. Yeah, just ringing customers, having interesting conversations with them, it's all good fun. But yeah, I really enjoy my role currently in this department. So I collaborate with pretty much every department in the business. I think that's one of the great things about this department is you speak to everyone on a daily basis. So as I said previously, I will speak to the body shops pretty much every day on estimates. I'll speak to account managers because I'm dealing with their customers a lot of the time. So yeah, speak to them regularly. I'll speak to our fleet department again every day with breakdowns. Yeah, I think that's something I've really enjoyed is I speak to pretty much everyone in the business weekly, some people daily, a few times a day. I think something I've really enjoyed. I don't think I can sit here and say one person's done that. I think everyone's done that. Everyone is so happy to give you advice. I could go and sit with anyone across the business and have a conversation about what would you do with this, what would you do with that. I think that it's difficult to blame or pin it on one person and say this person's helped me the most. I think everyone across the business is brilliant at that and everyone's willing to give you their time. So that's something that it's hard to answer really and say one person. I think everyone's done that. I think being confident, I think probably 6 months ago came in as a bit of a, I wouldn't say quiet, but probably I'd always shy away from a difficult conversation with a customer or any sort of confrontation with someone, I'd just back down immediately. I think that's something that I've really had to develop and a skill that I have developed over the past 6 months. I think I've become far more confident speaking to people, expressing my point of view. Yeah, so that's probably the main thing over the past 6 months. As a company, they're always looking for ways to improve. So my department, again, rental, at the minute I'm in various meetings this week about processes and how we can make processes more watertight. There's so many things of where it's a free rein. I often say there's a blank piece of paper, go and do what you like. I think it's something they really live and die by. I think there's never a case of why are you doing this, why are you doing this, why are you doing that. It's a case of if you think you can improve that in any way, go and do it. As long as you can support your findings and why you think it's better, people are happy for you to run with anything. So a highlight for me has been in winning Employee of the Month for June, something I'm quite proud of. There was a couple of nominations from accounts actually, which again I haven't mentioned, touch bases with them quite regularly. There's a couple of things I'd done for one of our funders, and just ensuring that our accounts, our end for the rental department were tied off. Yeah, so my goals have changed dramatically, I suppose, since I've been here. I think when I first came in, I wasn't particularly interested in the detail and process and things, but now I've come into this department, I've really enjoyed looking into processes and seeing how I can change them, how I can affect them. Again, I think I always came in with the plan of hopefully progressing in certain ways, and I think I can sort of see a path into doing that. But it's one of those organisations where there's so many avenues you can go down. It's difficult to say I want to definitely do this, so I'm pretty open to any sort of progression. But yeah, progression was the aim when I first came in, so it's still in line with that. So from a training point of view, there's a variety of different training exercises and things that we do. So something that I really enjoy personally are the graduate days. So there's a group of 6 or 7 of us that spend time with the board doing a variety of different tasks. We've been off-site to do horse whispering, which is probably going to sound quite unusual, but that was really enjoyable and something completely different. Something I'd never have imagined that I'd have done and actually enjoyed as much as I did. But then we do internal stuff, so days in the boardroom doing a variety of different exercises, whether it's business judgment. Been away with the board and a few other people in the business on Pink Week, which is something quite unique to Alltruck, where basically the strategy of the business is sort of set out, and that's sort of where the core ideas come from. Spent a bit of time, overnight there, which was really enjoyable, seeing how basically, the strategy of the business is thought of. We looked at marketing and purchasing, which was really interesting, seeing how everyone in the business can help from marketing and really changing my perception of what I can do. Training, again, is from a personal, so that was sort of the group side of things. Personally, I get a lot of support and training from my manager. Personal development plans are a big thing Alltruck try and stick to and set out how you can improve in certain areas, something that I've done regularly in my one-to-ones. So Alltruck Zero is sort of a branch of Alltruck where it's basically all green sustainability. What can we do internally but externally? So I suppose at the minute the big Alltruck Zero thing is the Teva truck. We've got one of the first electric trucks on the road, operational electric trucks on the road. But Alltruck Zero is a knowledge hub of everything green really, and what fleets can do to become more green. That is the aim of Alltruck Zero, and I think we're well on the way to doing that. So one of the projects that I've been working on from a sustainability point of view is Alltruck Zero. So I've had quite a lot to do with that. One of the first things I did when I came into the business, or was asked to do, was look into Alltruck Zero and present back to the board. So I spent 3 weeks, 4 weeks, nearly a month looking into Alltruck Zero, what's out there, what are we currently doing as a business, what can we do better. We have a thing called council sessions where board members then have a meeting essentially with everyone in the business across a 3-day period. Myself and Alison were asked to go in to the council sessions and present on Alltruck Zero. So I spent a lot of time looking at sustainability, and I think it's really developed my passion for Alltruck Zero. So benefits of working at Alltruck, there's quite a few. We recently had a social day, which was a social evening that was really good fun. Lunch on us, there's a monthly lunch on us where the company provide you with lunch. Essentially, you get to choose from a variety of different places. Lunch is provided. I think something from my point of view as a graduate is the responsibility as well, the benefit. I think I wouldn't have envisaged the amount of responsibility 6 months ago that I now have. Like with camera projects, Alltruck Zero and the things I've been involved with there, but even in my department, the amount of responsibility and tasks and things I have to do on a daily basis, I think something that I never really imagined. I think it's very easy to go to an interview and people say, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and Alltruck did the same in terms of, we'll do this for you, we'll do that, and you sit there and think, yeah, that's never going to come true. But I think everything that Alltruck said they were going to do on my assessment day and in my interviews, they've sort of backed that up. So I think that's been a massive benefit for my time here. So my plans after I finish the rotational scheme, at the minute I'm very open to everything. I think I've had a conversation with various people about maybe doing some account management. I think that's something I'd enjoy, so something that later on down the line I'll have conversations with various people about whether that's a possibility. But yeah, again, it's one of those organisations where wherever you want to go, you can go. So if I change my mind in a year's time after I've done a few rotations, they can easily accommodate for that. So my advice for anyone applying for Alltruck would be yourself. I know it's cliche to say and everyone tells you the same thing, but I think being yourself really carries. That's sort of what I try to be on my interview. I remember having a conversation on my assessment day with Nat Coates. She said, I'm way more concerned about the person rather than the skills, because Alltruck as a company can give you the skills. So I think, yeah, that's my only advice really, is just be yourself. That's all you can ever be. So yes, I would definitely recommend working at Alltruck, particularly for someone as a recent graduate that's not got loads of experience in a corporate setting or even working full-time. This is my first full-time job, so it was a bit of a shock to the system for the first couple of months, but I think the organisation and the people in the business understand that. Everyone's so sort of considerate and will do anything to help you. So I think particularly for someone that's young, fresh out of uni, it's a brilliant place to learn. People will care about you. You don't feel like a number, you feel like a person.